Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
And welcome to the Comic Queens podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Annie. And today, Alex and I are extremely excited to go on a little adventure with you all. We are actually, in our everyday lives, going to see a musical called Hadestown, which we don't really know too much about, actually. Yeah. I think we just heard the word Hades and we were like, sold. Where are the tickets right now? But we got really excited, and then we realized how many Greek mythology stories there are in the webcomic world. There are a lot of them.
There are a lot. We went a little bit off the deep end, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, where else is there to go? That's where I go. Point. Yeah. Every time. So today, Alex and I did do a focus on Greek mythology stories. We're really wanting to do a deep dive, talk about all the different stories that are out and available, and which ones really fit the fancy for us and which ones maybe didn't. So go ahead, Alex. Tell us what you read.
Okay. So I'm taking you on a journey today. I branched out from Hades and Persephone, which was a challenge for me.
I'm proud of you.
I have now only read 4 Hades and Persephone specific comics, but we'll get there. So I'm starting off with one called My Unreachable Ganymedes. This is on Webtoon. It's only got 7 episodes so far. It's a fantasy. It is absolutely stunning. The art is just gorgeous. And I know that I say that all the time, but that is truly why I even picked this one, is because I saw the cover photo and I was instantly drawn to it. Mm-hmm. It's very bright and ethereal, and I just loved it. So
did you know a lot about Ganymedes before reading this one?
Not anything.
Okay, so you went in kind of blind.
Yeah, this was a new one. And so the description of it says that Ganymedes is a prince, but he doesn't look like a prince to me. Their family looks like they live a pretty moderate life. They share one house. Mm-hmm. He's out shepherding the sheep. His brother is hunting a boar. It just doesn't seem like they're living the palace life, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Mm-hmm. So it starts off, we have our family, and they live in Troia. And so we start off with Ganymedes, and he is just kind of hanging out, doing his thing, talking to his sheep. You would love him.
I would love him. That sounds like my kind of people.
And then he's also talking to his sister Cleopatra. He's having a conversation with the sheep to see, do they like Cleopatra more than they like him?
I mean, she's not talking to the sheep.
It's undecided at this point. But then they realize that they need to go home because their oldest brother, Ilias, is coming home. And he doesn't come home very often. He's like the golden child, the prodigal son. And so since he's coming home, everyone has to go back and have a nice family dinner. We see the second oldest brother, Assaracus. Mm-hmm. He's the one who's hunting the boar in the beginning. He's lost his wife recently, so he's struggling just a little bit. Mm. And you just see a lot of their kind of family dynamics going back and forth. The parents are taking care of everyone with kind of meals and providing for them, but then the kids all go out and work. Mm-hmm. And so Ganymedes goes out with his older brother to go hunt this boar. And while they're out, a giant eagle comes and lands right next to them, and they're freaking out, as you would do.
Yeah, I was gonna say, sounds about right.
So they do just run away from this. They leave their boar, they leave their tools, and Ganymedes just cannot stop thinking about this eagle. He's like, I feel like I need to go back there. It's so odd that the eagle just kind of stared at me and didn't attack. So he goes out with his other older brother, Ilias, who's the oldest one. And Ilias tells him, okay, you have 2 hours. You can go out. You can go back to that spot and find the boar and find our tools. And if the eagle's there, then you can have your answers. Mm-hmm. So he goes. The eagle is there. And he hangs out with the eagle. They're just hanging out in a pool of water. And then they fall asleep. It's kind of undetermined why they fell asleep, but he falls asleep and he wakes up in the middle of the night. And he's like, oh crap, it's been way too long. So he runs home. His whole family is really worried about him.
Was the eagle still there?
Yes.
They're just chilling. I have this mental image in my head of this giant eagle and this guy just lounging in a hot tub.
I wasn't exactly that, but you're not far off.
The vibes are great.
The vibes were there. So he gets home, though. His parents are pissed because he missed curfew by quite a while. Mm-hmm. And so they make him stay inside for a while and do all of the indoor chores instead of outdoor chores. And he's used to shepherding. And so he's...
And talking to sheep.
And talking to sheep. He's not very happy about this. There are no sheep to talk to in the house. So eventually he does get to go back out. And everything seems fine. He's just going on. He ends up having these like weird dreams about this giant eagle, which makes sense. You know, if you met a giant eagle, you might think about him for a while.
Might have been impactful.
Yeah. So then all of a sudden he wakes up and he doesn't know where he is. He's somewhere else. There's another person there. We don't know who that person is.
Okay.
I think the person is Helios.
Okay.
Or maybe Apollo or maybe Hermes. Those are my top three who I think, maybe not Hermes. Helios. I think it's Helios. That's my top guess.
Is what's happening is whoever this person is definitely like a human version of this eagle? Or is it unrelated?
I think that it's not the human version of the eagle, but I think that they're in cahoots. Like, he's like, go get this guy.
The eagle's like, I like this one.
You. So the eagle has brought him here. He's all of a sudden got all of these injuries on him. And it's like, who knows where they came from. Yeah. He starts to take off these bandages because he's freaking out. And the guy who is there with him is like, don't take off those bandages. If you take those off, you're going to get scars. You're ruining all my hard work. I'm not doing this again. And then we see someone who I think is Zeus walk in.
Okay.
And that's it.
Wow.
So he's, my thoughts are he's in Olympus.
Okay.
And Helios has brought him to Zeus for some unknown reason.
Okay. I'm curious to see how this one turns out.
Me too. And it's a quick read to catch up on. It's not a regular release. Mm-hmm. So the artist did put in their latest update that they were having some health problems and wanted to focus on themselves and like not lose the joy of creating the comic. So they're taking a step back and just posting whenever they can instead of trying to force themselves onto a specific schedule.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So turn your notifications on for this one and follow along.
I will. I'll have to catch up on that one. It sounds like it'll be easy to do. So
it is. And it's so gorgeous. I love it. I kept going, though, and then went back to Hades and Persephone after this.
That doesn't surprise me.
I had to.
That kind of fits the bill.
So I started with one called Hades, I Am the End.
Okay.
This one's also gorgeous. I'm, like, everything I read, just go look at it all because everything was so pretty.
You have impeccable taste.
So Hades, I Am the End is 50 episodes. There is a main story, which is the kidnapping of Persephone. Mm-hmm. And that story arc ends at episode 34. And then it switches the focus to Thanatos and Hecate. Mm-hmm. So we see this one starts off with Poseidon and Pelops as well. And Pelops is a ruler. He's mortal and he's a ruler, but he's having an affair with Poseidon. And so that's where we start off.
Yeah, here's the one thing, as like just an aside, I think the reason that doing Greek mythology stories works out so well is because it is so drama and just messy.
I was thinking messy.
Just
it's
messy,
so messy
drama all over the place. It's gonna grip your attention.
Yeah.
Immediately you're like, he's having an affair, and I'm like, who isn't in all of Greek mythology?
Hades.
Which is why you love him.
I love him. So, in this story, though, it's a little bit different than some of the other ones I've read with Lore Olympus and Punderworld, and even the other one that I read for this, Hades and Persephone and Other Gods. Mm-hmm. And in all of those, Zeus and Poseidon and Hades are all, like, close. They're brothers. They have a good relationship. In this one, Hades, I Am the End, Hades and Zeus do not have a good relationship. Okay. They actually go to war in this one.
Okay.
So, Hades kidnaps Persephone in this one, too. She's not happy about it. Mm-hmm. And So eventually, Hades kind of sees the error of his ways, and he's like, all right, maybe the way to a woman's heart is not kidnapping her.
I don't know. I've read a lot of dark romance that would beg to differ.
I think there are a few dark romance readers who would beg to differ, but he's like, okay, I'll just give her freedom back. He also thinks that she is that he's saving her from Demeter, because in almost all of the Hades and Persephone stories too, Demeter is kind of the overbearing mother who is so scared of something happening to Persephone that she keeps Persephone from living. Mm-hmm. So Hades takes her from that and then decides, okay, I'll let you go, but I've kind of pissed Zeus off by kidnapping you. So you have to wait 6 months until you can leave, because I need time to plan something so that all of these chess pieces come together.
Yeah.
And so then in that time, of course, Persephone falls in love with Hades.
Of course. Because why wouldn't she?
Yes. And in the end, Hades does prevail over Zeus, and Zeus doesn't take over the underworld, which was his goal. And then Demeter kind of gives in too, because she has to. Persephone has eaten the pomegranate. She has to stay there for 6 months. So the storyline is consistent there as well. Then it switches to a story about Thanatos, and Thanatos is also having an affair with someone. Mm-hmm. Actually, he's not really having an affair with someone, because he is the bringer of death. Like, he carries dead souls to the underworld. Mm-hmm. That's like his job. And so he, in this story, has the kiss of death. If he kisses you, then your soul dies and you follow him. Okay. And he falls in love with a mortal, and he wants to be with him, and he can't kiss him because then he'll die. Mm-hmm. He's like, I'll kill you if I kiss you. And so they go dancing and stuff, and it's really cute. Aww. But that story is kind of in the middle right now, so it's still ongoing. So it's not super far into that one, but it's pretty cute so far.
Yeah.
So then we go on to Hades and Persephone and Other Gods.
Separate webcomic.
Okay. This is on Webtoon. It's 218 episodes. I did not read all of those.
I was going to say, I'd be impressed.
I read through until Hades and Persephone get married.
Okay.
I figured, keep it consistent. I'll just make it through the marriage story.
You've got like such a good understanding at this point of what Hades and Persephone's story is. You know exactly where you want to get to.
Yeah.
I love it.
And I'm like, okay, I made it.
I literally like, I might as well have had a blindfold and just like reached out.
Okay, so in this one, Hades has crashed his chariot, which is the same storyline that we saw in Punderworld. Mm-hmm. But this time when he crashes, he happens upon Persephone, and she is a younger god at this point, like not an adult god. And so she ends up helping Hades find the chariot and goes away. And Persephone always thinks about him like, oh, he was such a nice god, like not like all the other ones who were so awful. Mm-hmm. And again, her mom, Demeter, is telling her like, you have to stay away from all the gods. They're all bad. Zeus is bad. Poseidon's bad. Hades is especially bad because he is the king of the underworld.
Yeah, it's really funny because I would want to say that she's wrong.
She's wrong about Hades.
Okay, I can get that. I get behind that. But like usually in every other depiction of Zeus and Poseidon, she's not wrong.
Yeah. No, she's not wrong about them. She's wrong about Hades. And in this one, the main three are brothers and friends in this one as well. So then time goes on. I think about 200 years, they say. And Persephone is an adult god now. She's having a party thrown for her in her honor. Mm-hmm. And everyone is there. Hades goes and he sees her and he is immediately like, I love her. I want her to be my queen. Mm-hmm. And that also is a similar storyline to Lore Olympus, where in the very beginning, they go to a party. Hades is immediately enamored with Persephone and is like, she's the most beautiful woman I have ever seen in my entire life.
It happens with Underworld too.
Yeah.
It happens differently. It's not Persephone's party.
but it's a different party.
Yeah, that she's providing the nectar of the gods.
Yes,
for.
and the flower. She does the flowers. And she wants to go, and she can't. Because, again, Demeter.
Love it. Little meet cute.
Yes. So, then he goes to Zeus and Poseidon for advice. Not a smart move.
First mistake.
They're like, you know what you should do? You should force her to marry you. Then she'll be your queen. Problem solved.
There you go.
So he's like, cool. Okay. I'll kidnap her. So he kidnaps her. And I love Persephone in this one. She is taking no shit. When he comes to talk to her, she punches him. She's not having any of this. She's like, you kidnapped me. She does have the best relationship with Demeter in this one out of any of the ones that I've read.
Gotcha.
So she wants to go back to the mortal realm. And Hades is like, no, you're staying here because you're my queen. So,
because Zeus and Poseidon said I could.
Yeah. And this one, so Persephone always has a kind of like a maid, a person who is with her all the time. Not really a maid, but like, you know, same idea. The person who's with her all the time. In this one, that person is terrifying because it's a lady on top and a fucking spider on the bottom.
I don't know. Some people are into that.
I saw that and I was like, absolutely not.
It's funny enough because if you listened to the last episode of our podcast, we were all about half snake people.
Okay, snakes, not spiders. Spiders, I'm not about that.
Okay.
I am con spiders.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. We know where Alex draws her lines now.
That is a hard line. The spider person, I cannot get behind her.
The line is somewhere between snakes and spiders.
She's very nice, but I just can't get behind it. So eventually, Persephone is trying to escape. Like, she's trying to get out. She's like, all right, I'm going to leave. She goes to Charon, who's the farrier of the souls, and she tries to get him to take her back to the mortal realm. And he's like, sorry.
No go.
I can't do that because my job is to bring people over. And I have to listen to Hades, and he doesn't want you to leave, so sorry. And so then she goes back, and when she goes back, she hears Hades having a moment where he's like, okay, I'll send her back. She really doesn't like me. And I guess, like, he's just having a very disheartening moment where he's just being really hard on himself because he's the king of the underworld, and he's like, people don't like me. Which is also a common theme for Hades. He has a little bit of a self-confidence issue in some of these stories because he's not the most liked god. So at this point, it's kind of the turning point for her where she's like, aw, he has feelings.
That's always nice to find out.
Yeah, she's like, he's not just an evil god who kidnapped me.
I don't know. I'd be sold at evil god who kidnapped me.
He's a nice god who kidnapped me.
The feelings are a bonus.
So then, of course, they fall in love.
Yeah.
As you do. And so they get married. And then Demeter comes to Zeus. And in this one, she's less concerned about Persephone herself being in the world and more concerned with the fact that because Persephone is gone, spring is gone, crops are dying, people are dying. Like, you have to send Persephone back. So Zeus goes to Hades and Persephone and says, you have to go back. You have to go back to the mortal realm. We can't have you be down here anymore. It's not good.
Yeah.
So she goes back. She's miserable. He's miserable. And they come up with the plan for her to eat the pomegranate. And then they come to the solution where she's down in the underworld for 6 months. And she's up in the mortal world for 6 months.
Okay.
And then it kind of branches off. And we start to see just a couple of short stories, short interactions where Persephone goes up to Zeus and is like, is it true that Hades is a virgin?
Oh my God. Is it though?
In this one, it's not.
Oh, okay.
And some of the others, I think it is.
Okay.
But so it's just, cute little things like that where they're just kind of, going back and forth. And there are other stories throughout this. I saw in the titles, it does talk about other gods, but this is the point that I stopped just because I wanted to read a variety. I'll probably
Just because
keep
of the
going.
sheer mass.
I mean, 218 episodes is a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot.
So I couldn't do it all. But I did read another one from this creator. So the creator of Hades and Persephone and Other Gods also created a story called The Journey of Dionysus. He is the god of wine. We love him.
Yes.
So this one is also on Webtoon, 72 episodes. I read through the first season of this, which was 40 episodes.
Okay.
So in this one, we have Dionysus, and he is being raised by his grandparents, and he doesn't know who his mom and dad are. And his grandparents don't know either. He was found, like a Hercules situation.
Yeah.
And he was found with a sword.
Okay.
So the sword is from Zeus. So he is known as being favored by the gods.
Okay.
And so he decides he needs to go and find... It's actually a very similar story to Disney's Hercules. He decides he needs to go on a journey to find out who his parents are. And
it's a fan favorite.
Yeah. His starting point is he goes to Apollo. So he wants to go to Apollo's temple because he lives in a place where they pray to Demeter and Persephone. You find out later on, he doesn't know this, but we, the readers, know that Demeter is his mother. So...
Are we trying to find out the baby daddy kind of a situation?
I'm pretty sure it's Zeus.
Oh. That checks out.
Yeah.
I think you could say that for about 50% of all of the gods.
Yeah, pretty much. But that's why he has, like, he's the god of wine. So he can just grow grapevines. And everyone is like, this is great. And then he invents wine.
I don't know why you said grapevines. And I was like, isn't that the candy?
Red vines? No, he could not grow the candy red vines.
It's unfortunate.
He does make grapevines, though.
And great wines.
And great wines. Okay, so he's going on this journey. He needs to get to the Temple of Apollo. On his way, he meets a girl named Ariadne, and she is the daughter of a king. He wants her back. She has been kind of led astray by another demigod, so she kind of has her boundaries. She's like, okay, I like you, Dionysus, but I'm not gonna, be your girlfriend or anything because I know what you demigods are about, and I don't like that.
You know what? Good for you.
Yeah, she's strong. We like her. And they end up making it back. Like, they go on the ship crashes, and the gods help Dionysus and Ariadne, like, over and over again. And he just holds his sword up, and he's like, if the gods favor me, send me a sign. And then lightning comes down. So that's why I think that his dad is Zeus.
It's a pretty good sign.
So that continues to happen to him, like, throughout their journey. So they're basically just journeying to this. They make it to Apollo. Apollo is like, yes, you are the son of a god, but you need to become a hero, again, Hercules, to make yourself known because there are a lot of demigods. Because I don't know if you know this, but the gods, they fuck around.
And they found out.
So he has to establish himself. And of course, the first thing that they think is like, warrior. I'm going to be a warrior. I have a sword, so I'm sure my dad wants me to be one. He doesn't do well, though, because he doesn't want to kill this boar. And so he just traps it in the grapevines instead and tames it. And then we find out that he can, like, talk to animals.
Aw.
And they understand him. So then the new thing is like, okay, he's obviously not going to kill all of these beasts. We need to find another hobby for him. So then, instead of being a warrior, they team up with a musician and they create a play. And so this is how theater is made. No one has ever done a play before. So they're like, you know what would be really cool? If we had music And if we had a story, and if we put those together and got on stage, people would love to hear about the gods.
And so they performed Hadestown.
They performed Hadestown. No, they did not. But they performed other things, and he's getting super popular. And Ariadne is kind of having her moment where she's like, okay, I really like him. It's been a while now. Maybe I'll, move on from the other demigod who...
He makes good wine.
What more do you need?
Nothing.
So that's as far as I've gotten so far. It's a pretty good story. I loved branching out and seeing the journey of another god. I also love that it was very similar to Hercules. Mm-hmm. So then we move on to an action story that I read. This one is called Pantheon. It's 82 episodes. I only read 18 episodes, but I have a good reason.
Okay.
So this one is about Corbin. He is a demigod, and the reason that he is a demigod is because his town belongs to the underworld. And so once you reach a certain age, you have to go and present yourself to Hades and say, here's my offering. Mm-hmm. And he feels compelled to reach out and grab Hades' bident.
Okay.
And that turns him into a demigod.
Okay.
So he goes back. He's living his life. He's like, cool, I'm a demigod now.
It's pretty neat.
And then he gets called back to the underworld because there's a prophecy that Hades has left the underworld to Corbin. Now, okay. Why has Hades left the underworld to Corbin? Because he's dead. And why is he dead? Because Persephone killed him.
Well,
so I think you can see why I did not read on.
It's a fresh take, though.
Yeah, it is. And if you weren't obsessed with Hades and Persephone like I am, you might like this one.
Yeah, you're obsessed with it as a romantic story.
Yeah.
So it being violent like that doesn't sound like it's right up your alley.
It's not. And Zeus is kind of a good guy in this one, which just feels wrong.
Yeah. I mean, it is.
At most, he's just like a lovable fuckboy.
Yeah. That's at best.
Yeah.
That's all we can give you, Zeus.
Yeah. So this one just wasn't for me. I've heard other people saying, when I actually looked on Reddit to find different Greek mythology stories so that I could branch out a little bit more. And this one was recommended a few times. So I think if you like action, you might like this one a little bit more than I did.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next one I read is called Goofy God Comics. This is shorter comics. Kind of reminds me of Adventures of God. Okay. So it's short one-off, but there is kind of a theme that goes through it. Mm-hmm. Hades is just a skeleton man, but he's not actually a skeleton man. That's just like his outfit that he wears. Okay. Persephone is like a little punk princess. So cute.
I love that.
I love her. And then they just are kind of like going on. Like, it's just a super, super cute story. There were moments that had me laughing out loud with the Hydra getting his head cut off like multiple times and then growing new heads. And it was just really cute, really funny. This one actually, so there are 69 episodes for this one. And I read in the most recent one that the creator actually just started making this series again after having an eye injury. Oh my gosh. So the creator was gone for a long time, lost their vision in one eye due to an accident, and have just got to the point where they feel comfortable and confident in creating a story again.
Oh my gosh.
So read this one. Yeah. It's a good story. It's really cute. It's funny. I loved it.
I love
especially
comedy.
If you love Greek mythology. Like, there are just so many little jokes in there. It's just hilarious. So the last one I read is called Mythos Redone. This one again drew me because of the art. It was absolutely gorgeous. I think you've seen this one, the girl with the colorful hair. So the cover is again why I wanted to read this one, and this one had actually been on my list for a long time. This one is 52 episodes on Webtoon. It's not exclusively Greek mythology. This is one where there's Norse mythology and there's just demons in general around. So it's kind of like American Gods, I would say, where if there is a god who people think is a god, then that god exists.
Okay.
So everyone exists. It's pretty great.
Everyone gets to be right.
So Paige Miros, she is the main character. When we start off, we see her at a museum. She's an artist. She's trying to get her paintings into this museum. Unfortunately, they do not think that she's right for the museum, and they turn her down.
Yeah.
And she's a starving artist, like, stereotypical starving artist. Small apartment, has her roommate best friend, and just barely making it by. And her roommate kind of jokes and says, well, maybe you should just try and summon a demon. And she's like, that's actually a pretty good idea. Maybe I should. So she's going out. She's calling to all the gods. She's like, anyone who will listen to me, please. Please hear me. I'll make a deal with anyone at this point. So.
Gosh, the desperation.
Yeah. So Anthemion, who the shorter version of his name is I.
Okay.
So I comes. He is also known as Baphomet.
Okay.
So he's a demon. And he comes and he's like, all right, I hear you. What do you want to trade for being a creator? She wants to be able to create all the time. And she's like, I'll trade anything. I will trade you my humanity. And so she trades her humanity and her emotions. She doesn't have any emotions anymore or humanity. She's just kind of like exist. But she gets to create all the time now. This is the first time that I has given someone powers and it has worked. So he's kind of having a moment of panic where he's like, oh my gosh, this worked. So he goes and talks to his mom about it and is like, his mom is Chaos and his other mom is Gaia.
Okay.
And so he goes and talks to Chaos and is like, I gave this girl powers and it actually worked. And now I don't know what to do. And then he goes to a bar where he hangs out with Loki and Sol, who are married. And so he's just talking to them, also tells them about this Paige girl. And so because gods now know about her, they're trying to commission her for art because they're like, okay, something's up with he's hanging out with this girl. She's an artist. She gave up her emotions to be an artist. I think we got to check this out. So she starts getting commissions. She starts getting commissions to be in art museums too. Everything's starting to go well for her. I ends up sleeping on her couch. Oh, also, I didn't even say, like, when she first summoned him, he's in his demon form. So he's like this giant demon. And she's like, okay, we have to have sex, right? And he's like, no. She's like, okay, but I will.
She's been reading all of the stories.
I know. She's like, I will if you want to. Just know the offer's there. And he's like, no.
Oh my gosh.
And then when he takes his human form, he's like even more gorgeous. And she's like, okay, now I really will.
You know what? I heard you say even more gorgeous, which means the demon form was not bad.
The demon form is good too. Okay. I mean, it's not like, yeah. We'll leave it at that. But
snakes and demons.
Those are okay. Spiders
are above the line. It's too much.
We can't do it. We can't do a spider. But I ends up just kind of living with Paige and her roommate, and he takes her to meet different artists. So they go and meet Frida Kahlo. They go and meet Michelangelo. He takes her to meet Cleopatra and Mark Antony. And they're just hanging out. She's learning from these artists. She is obsessed with art, of course. She has all of her animals that are named after artists. So she has Monet, Matisse, Da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Picasso are all of her pets.
She's got a lot of pets.
She has, yeah.
As many pets as I do.
Almost as many as you. Actually, as many as you.
As many as me.
But it's reverse. She has 2 dogs and 3 cats.
Oh.
So.
All right. Honestly, the smarter decision.
So they're just kind of like hanging out, going. She is able to start getting back some emotions. So like once she starts to feel emotions, she doesn't recognize them right away, but then like she starts to get them back. So as they're going on, she does get more emotion. She's also like a mood ring because whenever she is feeling an emotion, her skin changes colors now.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. And so...
The kids of the 90s are shaking in their boots. They're like, I wish.
I wish. So I mean, I loved this one, but I had a few qualms with it.
Okay.
And they're all actually because of the changes that have been done to the stories, which, I mean, it's called Mythos Redone. The artists themselves call out like, hey, this is our version of it, and that's great, but there were just a couple of things that I didn't love. There's also this part with I and Paige, and they go on a date for Valentine's Day, and I's best friend is Aphrodite. And so he's on this date with Paige, and she uses this to get free food.
Okay.
Like, she's just going out, and she's, like, pretending that they're getting engaged to get free food. And he's got, like, his feelings get hurt by this. Because he's like, oh, I thought you wanted to hang out with me, but actually you just wanted to get free food. And so it starts this, like, big fight, and he goes to Aphrodite's house to talk to her about it because that's his best friend after this fight. And she immediately tells him that he's wrong and he needs to go apologize. And I just didn't like that storyline. It made me not like Aphrodite at all. I don't like her in this story. Even if he is in the wrong, that's your best friend and you're just gonna completely ignore his feelings.
Yeah.
I don't like that. And then he does go and apologize. And he stormed off. He shouldn't have stormed off. You know, he said things that he didn't mean.
Yeah.
But they were both in the wrong. Like, they both should have apologized. And they just put all of the blame on him. And I didn't like that.
Yeah.
So that's...
So you've got a soft spot for him.
I do. I love him. I love him. And
they're doing him dirty.
They are. And he is, the reason that he's struggling too is because he's got his siblings who seem to be trapped somewhere. He keeps getting called to this kind of conference. And I don't know who the leader of it is, but it's not someone who I've heard of before. Yeah. But they're all like in on it together. But you see that in some panels, they show him with red chains all around his neck. And they're not actually there, but they're there. Like, he's being controlled by someone. Okay. And so that's kind of like a mystery that's going on, too. Yeah. Her family is absolutely horrendous. They're all really, really mean to her, and he stands up for her. Oh. And... so it's a good story. There are just a couple of things that I didn't like. But overall, I still recommend it, and I would still read it, and I'm going to keep reading it. Yeah. So.
I mean, it sounds great.
I loved most of these stories.
You do love your Greek mythology.
I do.
Well, I read quite a few stories as well. And I kind of branched out on this one. I think the prompt was Greek mythology. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this as loosely as I can. I just kind of went for it. I was finding like stories about demigods, stories that were so loosely linked to Greek mythology that I will definitely point out the fact that it wasn't Greek mythology in the end. But I tried. So here we're going to go through my own little journey. We're starting out with Aether. This is supposed to be a story about Aether, who is a demigod who is given powers from the underworld. Legend has it that there was a girl who opened a jar and it released war and vices and disease. And it also released all of the evils that were lurking in Tartarus, so the pits of hell. However, in the hearth of Olympus, it was stolen by Prometheus, and then Olympus just abandoned all of the humans. So there was this huge war between all of the demons, all of the humans, everything. And the story opens with this about 18-year-old boy named Jazel. He lives amongst all of these priests, and he's trying to find some sort of a mentor. He's like trying to get into higher education. He wants to find somebody to teach him. And he's talking to himself in his room. And you notice that he has some sort of like a guardian spirit floating just in his room with him. And he calls it Bob. He has no idea what to call it. He's like, I don't know what you are, but you've been here my whole life. So it's like his only friend. So he really is just kind of trying to find somebody to help him to succeed. He's like, I kind of want to get out from under all of these priests that I'm living with. Like, it just doesn't feel like how I want to continue my life. And he does end up getting an interview with somebody named Ray Elsmira, and his daughter Desiree is there, and she immediately hugs him, and she's like, oh my God, thank God you're alive. Like, thank God you're okay. Mm-hmm. And Ray is like, you're going to need to sit down for this one. You need to come with me or you're going to die.
Come with me if you want to live.
Yes, exactly the same energy. Mind you, J-Cell has never met these people. He's greeted with a hug. He's greeted with, you're about to die if you stay here. And he's like, okay, I've lived here my whole life with these priests. I don't know what you're talking about. And as he goes to try to leave, you can hear a huge commotion outside. And one of the priests busts in, and he is a demon. Like, he's not a priest at all. He's covered in blood. He's like, okay, it's time to take you to your training now. And you find out that he is an agent of hell, has these powers, didn't know that he had them. And so it's a battle between trying to figure out whether or not he belongs with the humans, where he's grown up, or if he should be taking his rightful place in the underworld with the rest of the demons from Tartarus. Mm-hmm. It is interesting. I will say, even in reading about the first like 20 episodes out of like 48, it didn't get to the Greek mythology part for me, which is what I was hoping for. So I did stop reading it. The art was really fun, and I did like the story in general, but I had to kind of move forward and try to find things that were a bit more Greek mythology based. So if that's what you're looking for, this one wasn't exactly it.
It's kind of like the Omegaverse in Turning. It's not there.
Like, it's there somewhere, hidden in the background, tucked away.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not there right away. The next one that I read was a very short series called Ares and Aphrodite. I specifically wanted to read something about Aphrodite because I went, you know what? Goddess of love. That sounds like me, a romance fan's dream. And surprisingly, I could find almost nothing. So webcomic creators, if you want to make something about Aphrodite, I will read it. This one had 2 episodes in it. And I will say it was just refreshing because I felt like all of the time when you're trying to find things about Greek mythology, you're seeing the exact same stories retold. Mm-hmm. So it's always Hades and Persephone, which I love. I think that's great. Wonderful love story. But it was nice to see like Ares and Aphrodite kind of going at each other. It was just a lot of like enemies to lovers kind of vibes. And it also led on to me that apparently Aphrodite was originally a goddess of war, which I didn't know. Mm-hmm. So that was also fun to know that the both of them are kind of butting heads. But it was only 2 episodes.
There is some Ares and Aphrodite in Lore Olympus, so
I mean,
another reason to read it.
Oh my gosh. I'll have to read one of your in-print versions.
Yeah.
There's so many episodes.
Yeah.
I feel like I just get lost.
It's worth it. And if you're looking for more Aphrodite content, she is there.
That's true. Okay, so the next one that I found was called Thanatos. I got really excited about this one because I didn't know anything about Thanatos. And I looked it up, and he is the god of death. Like, more the embodiment of it. So, like you were talking about earlier, where Thanatos is like the bringer of death. So he carries people into the underworld. Mm-hmm. And that just sounded like everything I was hoping for. I'm like, oh, okay, this is great. Unfortunately, this story revolves around Teju. He is a human, and in this world, the gods have been passing on their powers to humans so that they can kind of continue the bloodline, I suppose. Mm-hmm. They don't really make it very clear, but this child, Teju, was born with these powers and grew up in an orphanage, and death just kind of followed him wherever he went. Like, if people wronged him, he could say, I hope they die a miserable death, and they did. And he never really understood his powers, but knew something was wrong. Like, something weird was going on. So, Teju, after turning 18, realizes that he is responsible for the leader of the orphanage dying because he was really just treating him poorly. And he did wish for his demise, and it happened. And he runs away. And eventually he runs into a church of the Huasan faith. And he's like, please forgive me for my sins. I don't know what's going on, but everywhere I go, death follows me. And he's explaining it to these priests. And this priest comes out of the confessional and he goes, you're a god and I love you. And it turns out that in this faith, they're almost made to be supporters of the gods and help them to find a way to acclimate to like everyday life. And they're supposed to keep them as calm as possible and feel as secure as possible so that they aren't abusing their powers.
Yeah.
Before they know how to take advantage. So this priest goes, I know exactly who I need to connect you with. He is an elder of our faith. I will make sure that he takes good care of you. And so he puts Taeju in the care of this priest named Jonghu, who hates the Huasan faith, is not like a very faith-based man, but is really good at trying to keep Taeju very calm. That's it. That's the story. It has nothing really to do with being the god of death other than the fact that he can wish death on people when it happens.
Yeah.
It's a regular old boy love. If you love boy love stories, you'll probably like this one. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's not the most Greek mythology based story on here. So again, not really what I was looking for. I really kind of felt like I was striking out, to be honest. I was like, man, I am not good at finding these stories. Another story that I did find is called Monstrously Cute. This was a success in my book. It's on Webtoon. It's a slice of life with 205 episodes. I didn't read all of it. I read maybe like the first 20 to 30 episodes, but it follows a Gorgon. So they're like the Greek mythology monsters with the snake hair, like Medusa. So the story follows Ophelia. She's looking for roommates and no one wants to live with a Gorgon.
Aw.
She's like, yeah, everyone thinks I'm kind of creepy, but I really need roommates. I can't keep affording to live by myself. And she finds a posting where these other mythical creatures are looking for a roommate. It's a sphinx, a vampire, and a werewolf. So Ophelia submits like I don't know, I guess like an application to them. And she's like, please accept me. P.S. I'm a Gorgon, sorry. And they're like, no problem. And so they all put on their sunglasses. And they're like, you won't turn us into stone. It's okay. But it's really cute just how all of them interact. So like Ophelia and Tia, they end up like writing a speech for Dee Dee that she's supposed to give to the library association. And she's like, oh, I'm so scared to present. So Tia the Sphinx goes, I'll write your presentation for you. And Ophelia's like, wow, that's so nice of her. And Dee Dee goes, yeah, it's crazy that she's writing it for me. She doesn't even know what the presentation's supposed to be about. And so Dee Dee does the speech in front of everybody. And they're like, how'd you do? And she goes, oh my gosh, it was wonderful. And they're like, they liked it? And Dee Dee goes, no, they hated it. They're never going to make me speak again. And I didn't want to public speak in the first place. So this is great. And they all celebrate together. It's just so cute.
Yeah.
The entire thing is adorable. This was a win for me. I know it's very loosely based on Greek mythology, but the little Gorgon and the little snakes are so adorable. They showed her with bedhead and like the snakes were all tangled together. It's just precious.
Yeah.
So the next one I read is called Hooked on Phonics. This story is so good. I loved every second of it. The fact that there aren't more episodes is so sad to me. I immediately read this comic and signed up for the Patreon because it's just that good. So this is on Webtoon with 75 episodes. These are more short form comics, but they do follow a storyline. So you do have to kind of go in order to understand what's going on. The story is actually revolving around Circe, who is a demigoddess and a witch. And she's like the witch of the day. So she's trying to come to the underworld to get training from Hecate, who is the witch of the night. But Hecate's a little busy. She and Nyx are working as the welcome committee for everybody coming into the underworld. And Nyx is my favorite character by far. She's just made up of like a Milky Way of stars. She's so beautiful. And she's also so positive about death. So unfortunately, all these new spirits are coming in, and she puts up like a congratulations, you're dead sign.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, I'm dead. And she goes, oh yeah, bummer. But, come on, I'll show you around. My son Karen will take good care of you.
Is she the one on the cover?
Yes.
Yeah.
She is. And she's just so beautiful and like high-spirited. Well, unfortunately, the spirits aren't very happy with Nyx's approach. And they make a lot of complaints to Hades, who's like, she's really not good at this. Like, all of her sons are very involved because her son Charon, he helps to transport everybody through River Styx. And, they have Thanatos, who helps to like bring all of the dead souls to the underworld in general. Nyx just wants to be involved. Mm-hmm. And she's trying really hard. But Hecate kind of tries to take a different approach. She's like, okay, I'll try to be like a little more sensitive for everybody since Nyx has no idea what to do. Meanwhile, you do see Charon, who plays a huge and major role in this story because he is Circe's love interest. I love him. He has this like half skull mask that he wears, and you find out that it's just for aesthetics. So his real face is there. He looks a lot like his mother, but no one else tells Circe this. So she assumes that Charon is just a skeleton man, and he doesn't tell her the truth, and no one else tells her because they think that she knows. So Circe goes through and she sees Charon in his actual form at some point, and no one tells her that it wasn't two different people. So she gets really pissed, and then at one point just turns Charon and his brothers, Thanatos and Hypnos, into pigs. And she's like, well, lucky for you, I haven't figured out how to use my magic yet, so I can't transform you back. You're stuck as pigs. And it's pretty great. Also, if you love the Hades and Persephone, then you're going to love them in this story too. They're absolutely lovey-dovey. The entire reason Nyx is helping is because Hades has Persephone in the underworld, and he's like, I'm taking a honeymoon vacation. Leave me alone. I want to be with my wife. But it's all so great and wonderful. The way that they portray all of the different gods is so funny. It took me a while to get into this one, mostly because I have no knowledge of Greek mythology at all. So it's a comedy webcomic, and I was like, all of the jokes were going over my head because I didn't understand who the gods and goddesses were, like what their role was, anything like that. So I found myself reading it, getting to a new character, having to like Google who that was and what their like role in Greek mythology was. And then I was like, oh, haha, I get it now. And then I'd have to go back. But honestly, it was worth Googling. I learned a lot. And it's a really cute portrayal of it all. I do just love it. The whole thing. It's gorgeous.
It sounds great. And I feel like comedy is not one you get as often.
Yeah.
Like I had the short form comedy, but you found a couple of good comedy ones, it sounds like.
Yeah, I really did. There was one focus in the episode as well, where it was trying to talk about like the really precarious way that people are related to each other in Greek mythology.
Yeah.
And the author did make note that the reason they did this is because all the fans were like, when are you going to tap on the fact that everybody's related to each other? Mm-hmm. And so she did that too. But it was just so great. I loved it. I'm like waiting for more episodes on this one, which then leads me to the next one that I read. This creator actually made one called All's Fair, and it is going to be a story about Aphrodite and her fall from being the goddess of war and becoming the goddess of love. Mm-hmm. So it sounds like it's going to be a love story, which is right up my alley. Unfortunately, it's just some promo images right now, so you don't really get too much of the story yet. But again, I'm on that Patreon, and I'm looking at those episodes, so I am just waiting for that to come out on Webtoon. Mm-hmm. But an absolute win. This was great for me. Yeah, I loved it. So next is Doombreaker. This is one that I've seen advertised a lot on Webtoon, but hadn't dipped into. It's an action series with 101 episodes. I am not very far on this one. I'm maybe like 4 or 5 episodes in. The episodes are very long. And I say that, and other people are going to go, this is great. I have the attention span of a gnat. So like halfway through an episode, I'm like, how long have I been reading episodes? Did I space out and like black out during it? And then I have to go back and like reread sentences that like I just didn't process the first time.
Yeah. Is it the same as I Was the Final Boss?
Longer.
Like, longer? Those are already long episodes.
And here's the thing. To the creator, holy crap, that is so impressive. I don't even know how you do that. But at the same time, I'm like, for my teeny tiny dumb brain attention span, it doesn't work out super well. The story of it, though, is so good. So it's about a human who is going up against Tartarus, not the place, but the embodiment of evil. Mm-hmm. So he is the god of destruction. And this human, Zephyr, is going up against him because, similar to the first story I read, Aether, the god of destruction has just decided that he wants to destroy as many worlds as possible because he wants to show off his power and feel his strength. And Zephyr is the first person to ever injure him. And he's the last human standing. So Zephyr gets called in by a messenger of the gods who says, the gods were kind of sad that your story ended so fast because they were really entertained. And he is pissed, understandably, because poor Zephyr was fending for himself. He's like the last human, watched everyone he loved and cared about die. And the gods were not helping, like have had every way to step in and try to keep this from getting to be his entire world destroyed. And they're just sitting there chewing on popcorn, whatever else. So he's pissed. However, they make a deal with him. They're like, we'll turn back time. You can travel with all the knowledge that you have now. You'll have to regain your power as you go, but you'll know the strategies on how to do that faster. And really, we just want to see how far you can make it in defeating Tartarus the next time. So he agrees to it because he's kind of curious about his own power. And he does. He's transported back to when he was working in these mines. And he's using all of his money in what most would think is a really dumb and frivolous way. Because he's trying to get all of these different revival water potions to help him accrue mana and all of this strength. And everyone's like, all you're doing is mining coal. Like, why do you need these recovery potions for endurance? And it's because he's about to go and fight all of these dungeons and all these monsters himself. It's great. I mean, it has everything you'd want in an action series. The art is impeccable. And honestly, other than the fact that I forgot how many episodes in I was and was like, how am I only 5 episodes into the series? It's just great. The story's wonderful. I really hope he beats Tartarus, but they made him really hot in the beginning, so.
I'll have to look at that.
Yeah, you'll have to take a look. The next one that I read is called Between the Branches. I read this entire series, binged it. It is gorgeous. This is on Webtoon with 54 episodes. It is a fantasy slice of life, and it follows a nymph. So we have Catkin, who is a dryad, also known as a tree nymph. Mm-hmm. And it's just all of the different nymphs that she meets along the way and all the different animals and creatures that she becomes friends with. This is, again, one of those more short-form comedy kind of aspects. But Catkin is just this beautiful tree nymph who, in the first episode, makes friends with a fox because she frees him from a trap. And so they become friends. She meets a naiad or a water nymph because she's skipping stones and she's really bad at it. So she accidentally hits the water nymph in the head with a stone. So they have a little bit of a rough beginning to their friendship. She also meets an Oread, who's a mountain nymph, with his pet wolf. There's kelpies in it. Honestly, the whole thing is just beautiful. Between the Branches also is a series that has no words. So it was a really interesting approach. The artist is really expressive with their work. Mm-hmm. And the goal is that they wanted it so that everybody who's reading it, no matter the language, can interpret the meaning of the story. It is gorgeous.
That is really cool. I have never seen that before.
I know. It is beautiful. There's no words, and yet I am so attached to these characters. Mm-hmm. This is another story that I read it and immediately subscribed to the Patreon. The artist's work is impeccable. The characters are just gorgeous, and I love them. There's so much character in them for not having any dialogue.
Yeah.
So, highly, highly recommend this one. Super quick and easy to read. You will fall in love with the characters, guaranteed. But I cannot speak the highest praises for this one. It is just perfect. So, I love it. Last but not least, we have Athena Complex. This is the last one that I read. I will give everyone a warning now. Because I went into this and I knew that it said fantasy, but I go, you know what? It's probably going to be a romance.
No.
I'm an idiot. So, if you didn't know, the goddess Athena is also known as a virgin goddess.
Yes.
There's no love there. Maybe. Not. At least not to where I've read so far. This story is on Webtoon. It is 149 episodes, and it is listed as a fantasy webcomic. The art in this one, I know that we say it all the time, but it is stunning. Mm-hmm. Like, jaw-droppingly, I saw the thumbnail, and that was immediately what drew me to this one. Athena's character design is just brilliant with the white hair and all of the armor. There's just so much attention to detail, so it is just beautiful. However, the story revolves around Athena, and you see in the opening that she was practically raised by Poseidon. Athena is the daughter of Zeus and of Metis, and apparently the fates had made a decision that the daughter of Zeus and Metis, or the child of Zeus and Metis, would eventually take over all of Olympus. Mm-hmm. And because Zeus was just so taken aback by all of this, when Metis became pregnant with his child, he ate them. I didn't know that this is the whole mythos behind all of this, but it is.
Yeah.
So Hephaestus cuts open Zeus's forehead and does take poor baby Athena out. They realize that the prophecy isn't quite the same as how the fates decided, because they did mention a son and Athena is a daughter. Mm-hmm. But Zeus wants nothing to do with her. He's like, I'm not going to train her to be a traitor and take over Olympus. And so Poseidon, as his brother, ends up taking her instead. However, in raising Athena, she falls in love with him.
Poor Athena.
Poor Athena. Who didn't, to be honest? They made Poseidon hot. Not shocking anybody. And Poseidon is a dick. He shuts her down immediately. He's like, yeah, that's not happening. You look like a fucking tomboy. You're not my type. He's like, maybe if you grew some boobs like Aphrodite or something, I'd look your way, but like absolutely not. And he's a total ass about it.
Yeah.
So Athena's pissed. She is the goddess of war and wisdom. And they end up using this to her advantage. She goes, instead of fulfilling the prophecy as the fates decided, I will be so faithful to Zeus. Like, I'll make sure to train with Poseidon. I'll use my powers for good. I'll make sure that war is only for justice instead of for power and like anything, you know, evil. Like, nothing evil should come from it. And Poseidon ends up taking arms against Zeus and gets himself condemned to a fate of misery. And you find out that the reason Poseidon was training Athena was because he was hoping that the prophecy was correct and that he would have someone on his side to go up against Zeus. And instead, Ares does stab him and says, you are now condemned to your entire existence being human. Anyone who aided you is now destined to be a human, and you are cursed to calamity. So his entire fate is just destroyed.
I mean, maybe if he wanted her to be on his side, he should have been nice to her.
Yeah, you know, I'm not disagreeing with you. Well, Athena holds on to all of this resentment. There's a lot of it, because Athena has decided, I loved Poseidon. He was awful to me. He didn't support me. He used me. And how do I get back at him for this? He's already gone. They've already banished him from Olympus. So how do I get back at him? And she devises this wonderful plan, kind of revolves her entire life around it, it seems, and like works really hard to get a vacation. And she goes, I'm going down to the human realm and I'm going to find his human reincarnation and I'm going to fuck with him. She's like, that's the only way I can find peace. So she goes down there. So does Nike, the goddess of victory, who's like her right-hand woman. And she's like, are you sure this is right? Like, technically, this reincarnation is supposed to be the weakest form of Poseidon ever. Is it really fair for you to go up against him like this? She goes, you don't understand. I've got a great plan. I'm going to make sure he suffers. They're like, yeah, we heard that part, but like, you're a god and he's nothing. Like, isn't that the worst fate ever? So Athena dresses up as a schoolboy and starts going to high school to find the reincarnation of Poseidon. And when she does, he's just this poor, pitiful human named Aiden. And everyone hates him.
Aww.
They're like, wow, he's awful. He has terrible luck. Somebody who sat next to him died once. Like, he is the bringer of all things evil. And again, you're just seeing this destiny of you are cursed for the rest of your life. So this poor little guy, he's just like trying to make it through high school, has like one friend. And even his friend is like, I'm mostly friends with you because I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with you. Like, why are you so cursed? What's wrong? The goddess Athena goes, wow, this is really pitiful. Like, it's kind of hard to watch. So she decides that she's going to start approaching this human reincarnation, Mr. Aiden Lee. And she goes, I'm going to be your friend. I'm going to stick by your side. He goes, you don't understand. Like, I literally bring death upon people from being near me. Like, I am so unlucky. It's contagious. And Athena goes, no, like, you're fine. Trust me. It's okay. All the people at this school are swooning, like, boys and girls alike. They're like, I don't care if it's a boy or a girl. Like, Athena is beautiful. And Aiden Lee's like, why is this person wanting to hang out with me? Like, they know that I bring nothing but bad news. Like, what is the draw here? And Athena confides in him and goes, you know, I'm kind of cursed too. Like, when I was born, these shamans prophesized that I would become the most powerful person of my family. So even my parents cast me aside. And I really just have no one. So I've had to make my own path. And so Athena goes, you know, we can hang out together. I'll balance out your curse. I'll make it so that nothing bad happens when you're around. I'll flip it around and I'll make it positive. And so Athena gets home from school and Nike's like, you're really bad at this. Like, you're obviously not punishing him. You are helping him get everything that he's been needing, which is like a stable life. And Athena goes, no. Trust me. I'm going to make sure that he's dependent on me. And then I'm going to leave. So it's all evil, I promise. Oh, like, I will get my just desserts. And there starts to be some remorse because Athena realizes this is literally the weakest part of Poseidon's nature that has been reincarnated. And this poor boy is so loosely related to Poseidon. Like, am I actually getting back at him? Or am I just torturing this poor human?
Yeah.
And that's where I've left off so far. The story is really, really funny. And honestly, I went into it hoping for a romance, but I think instead I got like a fantasy comedy.
Yeah. Which
I'm not mad about. So all in all, I think it was a success.
I mean, it's definitely different than what you usually read.
I know.
I also, as you were describing it, I was like, I don't know if I'm on Athena's side.
But I love it, though. Nike is such a supportive friend. Yeah. She's like, I mean, I'm your girl. I'm the goddess of victory. Whatever your goal is, we're gonna achieve it.
Yeah.
But, like, can you reconsider your goal maybe a little bit? Yeah. Because
it's not a great one.
This poor little weakling is barely Poseidon. But you do see, I mean, it's a complex relationship. She has all these flashbacks about Poseidon in the past. And she's like, I wish that our relationship wasn't that way. It's a lot of unrequited love that's leading the anger there. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, I would love to say it's going to be enemies to lovers, but I'm not so confident.
Probably not.
Probably not. But it is funny. And it is good. Highly recommend.
Well, I mean, we really went on a journey this time.
There's a lot. And I tell you what, I know for a fact there's more Greek mythology stories out there. Mm-hmm. So highly recommend if there are more out there, you just tell us what we need to read because we'll do it.
We will.
It's right up our alley. But thank you all so much for joining us on this Greek mythology journey. I hope that we have a wonderful time at Hadestown. But looking forward to talking to you all on the next one.
Goodbye.
Bye.